What if I told you that the best runners in the world have changed the way they train, and that what most people do is completely outdated? Why do some athletes improve without extreme training, while others get stuck or injured repeatedly? Imagine training less time, without destroying yourself in every session and still flying in your races. Sounds impossible, right? Well, not only is it possible, it's already happening, and the results are breaking records. Elite runners have discovered a system that maximizes endurance, improves speed, and accelerates recovery. A method that leaves old formulas behind. But here's the best part. You can use it too. Stay until the end because I'm going to tell you everything about this new approach, why it works, and how you can apply it starting today. Most runners follow outdated training methods, but the worst part is they don't even know it. For years, we've been told that the key to improving in running is to run more, train harder, and suffer more. But what happens to most runners? They plateau. They get injured. They don't improve, even though they train harder than ever. Many believe that to run faster, they need to destroy themselves in every workout, run thousands of miles per week, or suffer in every session. But if that were true, why do so many amateur runners train like crazy and not improve? Meanwhile, the best in the world are doing something completely different. Instead of destroying themselves in every session, they're applying a method that maximizes improvement without accumulating unnecessary fatigue. The result? More speed, more endurance, and fewer injuries. But here's the interesting part. This method isn't exclusive to elite runners. If you apply it correctly, you can benefit from it too. And the best part is that you don't need to train more. You need to train better. The Norwegians have changed the game. For decades, coaches believed that to improve, you had to alternate easy workouts with high-intensity sessions. But the Ingebrigtsen brothers, led by Jakob, have shown that there's a much more efficient way to train. And this method is destroying the competition. It's called double threshold, and it sounds complicated, but it's actually the smartest way to improve without breaking yourself. How does it work? Instead of doing maximum effort workouts every 2 or 3 days, Jakob and his team train twice a day in a very specific zone, just below the lactate threshold. What does that mean? They run at an intensity high enough to improve endurance, but without generating so much fatigue that they need full recovery days. In other words, they train at the limit without burning out. While other runners do brutal sessions that leave them exhausted for days, they focus on improving one key parameter, the lactate threshold. Why is this so revolutionary? It increases endurance without accumulating excessive fatigue. It allows training at faster paces without as much wear and tear. It helps the body get used to running longer in demanding zones. The result is clear. Jakob Ingebrigtsen dominates middle distance and distance running with incredible ease. While other runners struggle between training very hard or very easy, he has found the exact point that maximizes his performance. And here's the key question. Does it only work for elites? No. This method can be adapted for any runner, and if you apply it correctly, it can be the key to breaking your own limits. But before I explain how you can start using it, there's another method that's revolutionizing the marathon. And this one is even more brutal. When it comes to the marathon, there's one coach who is on another level. His name is Renato Canova, and his method has led runners to achieve times that once seemed impossible. Forget about classic marathon training. Canova doesn't train like the others. His system is designed to prepare the body exactly for competition speed. While many runners keep piling up meaningless miles, Canova does something entirely different. What's his secret? His approach is based on 3 key pillars: running longer at race pace, reducing junk miles that add no value, including double workouts on key days. The problem for many runners is that they spend too much time training at comfortable paces and then suffer in races because their body isn't used to their target pace. Canova completely changes this. Instead of aimlessly accumulating miles, his training forces you to spend more time at race pace. Example of a brutal Canova session. 3 repetitions of 5 kilometers at marathon pace, with short recovery. Training sessions up to 40 kilometers in blocks at specific pace. Use of double sessions, combining endurance with speed. The result is a body fully adapted to the demands of the race. While other runners approach the marathon fearing the wall, Canova's athletes arrive with the confidence that they've trained exactly for what they will face. And the best part? You don't need to be a professional to apply this method. If you want to improve in the marathon, stop wasting time on ineffective workouts and get your body used to maintaining pace without crashing. This is the system you need to try. But now comes the big question. How can you combine these methods and apply them to your own training to improve now? Now that you know these two revolutionary methods, it's time for the most important part. How can you apply them to your training and start improving immediately? You don't need to be a professional athlete or train like an elite marathoner to take advantage of these principles. You just need to make a few key adjustments to the way you train. To apply the Ingebrigtsen double threshold method. This system is perfect for improving your endurance and aerobic capacity without unnecessary exhaustion. To integrate it into your routine, follow these steps. Do 2 weekly double threshold sessions. Choose 2 days a week to do double sessions, morning and afternoon. They don't have to be extreme sessions, just focused on staying right below the point where lactate starts to accumulate. How to calculate your threshold pace. Use a lab test if you have access to one. If not, here's an easier guide. It's the pace you could sustain for a 1-hour race at maximum intensity. For most runners, this is similar to their 10K or half marathon race pace. Example of a double threshold day. Morning session. 4 repetitions of 10 minutes at threshold pace, with 2-minute recoveries. Afternoon session. 5 repetitions of 6 minutes at threshold pace, with 1.5-minute recoveries. The key is to maintain the intensity without overdoing it. If you finish these sessions feeling completely exhausted, you did it wrong. The goal of the double threshold method is to get your body used to working in a key zone without generating excessive fatigue. To apply the Canova method for marathon training. This method is ideal if you want to improve your performance in long distances, like half marathon and marathon. Increase your exposure to race pace. Instead of doing long, slow runs, start introducing more segments at your target race pace. Example of a weekly Canova training plan for an amateur runner. Monday, recovery run 10 kilometers at an easy pace. Tuesday, Canova session. 3 repetitions of 5 kilometers at marathon pace, with 2-minute recoveries. Wednesday, easy run or rest. Thursday, quality day. 15 kilometers including segments of 3 kilometers at race pace. Friday, rest or easy run. Saturday, double threshold, morning and afternoon, like the Ingebrigtsens. Sunday, progressive long run with the final 10 kilometers at a strong pace. Avoid junk miles. Don't do long runs without purpose. Instead, structure your sessions to get your body accustomed to the real effort of the race. Introduce more specific blocks at marathon pace in your training. How to mix both methods in your training week. If you're training for short distances, 5K, 10K, half marathon, double threshold should be your main priority. If you're training for a marathon, base your training on the Canova method and use double threshold to boost your aerobic endurance. Now you know. If you keep training the same way, you'll keep getting the same results. But if you apply these strategies, you'll be surprised at how quickly you can improve without increasing fatigue or injury risk. The best part about these methods is that they're not just for elites. They work for anyone who wants to improve without wasting time on ineffective training. If you've made it this far, you now have in your hands 2 of the most powerful and revolutionary running methods today. Now the question is, will you keep training the same way, or will you take the leap to the next level? If you really want to improve, break your personal bests and train smarter. Apply these principles, and you'll see results. But this is just the beginning. Leave me a comment. Which of these methods surprised you the most? Are you going to try the double threshold or the Canova approach? I want to know your opinion. Subscribe now and turn on the notification bell because in the next videos, I'll keep revealing elite strategies so you can train like them too. Share this video with your running friends. If they improve, you'll have faster training partners too. See you in the next video.